Hiya and welcome back to Password, the game that teaches us that Dean prefers holding a different kind of wink wink nudge nudge. Anyways, let's just hop right in before this video gets age restricted. You're still confused? Think about it for a minute. Horizontal cha-cha. Hi. Huh? Is that you, Dean? Whatever time it was before dawn. My eyes took a moment to adjust to the lack of light, and I watched Dean close the door behind him, clad in only his underwear and what appeared to be clothes under his arm. What time is it? I yawned, making an effort to get up, but didn't get far before Dean was right before the bed. Shh, it's alright, lie back down. And in my sleep-addled mind, I did just that, rolling over to watch him walk around the bed and jump in the other side, scooting closer. Come here, have a couple hours still before the sun rises. I do not trust this. I don't fucking trust this. Soleo got me fucked up. This time he took the initiative of sliding an arm under my head and rolling me closer, so I was pressed up against his front. It's sex. Response. Damn it. Pressed up against his front. It was warm and I found myself cuddling in to get comfortable, getting a hit of Dean's scent mixed with honey and cologne. You couldn't sleep? Shh, I'm fine. Everything's fine. Just wanted to surprise you. I yawned, not really understanding why he was here. But with the added warmth and the softness of his fur, I drifted into a state half between being asleep and being awake. Thought you said... I was struggling to get words out, yawning every couple of seconds. No sharing a bed too fast. Yeah, well... Horizontal break? Or the... I fucking know. I felt him cuddle me closer, and despite my hands being stuck where they were when he rolled me over, I rubbed what I could reach. I'm here now. I fell asleep soon after. When I woke next... Ugh, why am I wet? What? Oh, god damn it, did they... Did they just... God damn it. As my eyes adjusted to the massive brown I was up against, I remembered vaguely what had transpired a few hours before. Alright. It still seemed early, so I rolled onto my other side to reach out for my phone, sliding it closer to check the time. Good morning. After seeing it was just before dawn, I put my phone down just as Dean's arms found my side and he pulled us closer together. The arm under my head reached around and rubbed my chest while his other snuck from my hip to my belly once I was up against his front. What time is it? Early. Sun's not up yet. I yawned, settling back into the bulk of bear behind me. Mid-yawn, Dean nuzzled into my neck, causing me to gasp and squirm, making him chuckle sleepily. Sleep whale? Yeah. A smoky little pop? Smoky little pop-up just came? What? What? Yeah. Oh, I have. Yeah. Yeah, it was nice having you next to me. A lot warmer than I'm used to, for sure. One of the perks of sharing a bed with someone. I was right! I was right to not trust it. I was correct. I am not showing it. I am not showing it because I will actually get banned. I will actually get banned. I will actually get banned, so yeah, I'm not doing it. And I'm gonna deny that. Once more, he attacked my neck with his nose as my eyes adjusted to the room. I was about to ask him the same question, but the light nibbling on my ear caused me to gasp softly. Yeah, I am. Dean laughed and rolled away to get out from his side of the bed. Does this mean you don't want to share a bed with me anymore? Well, no, it's not that. Just might have to get used to sleeping with no blankets or something to stop us overheating. Oh, if that's all you're worried about, then no problem. I can keep you warm easy. Time for a shower, though. Gotta get clean and tend to business. When the password is sus. Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, gotcha. Offer is there to join me in the shower, but I feel like that's just going to be crossing a line we're not ready to yet, right? Right. Dean flashed me a sincere smile before heading towards the bathroom. You've trusted me this far, but the moment you tell me you're ready, I'm taking you up on it. I know, he's so happy. Yeah, I know, I just did. He disappeared into the bathroom and I heard the water in the shower start. Chances are he was going to be a while with how much fur he had to scrub, and given how much of it got on me, I probably needed one as well. Stop. My eyes shot to the door to the adjoining bathroom where I could still hear the water running. Don't know how much longer Dean's going to be in the shower, so if you want to stay a secret, you're going to have to talk fast. Just as well, too, I couldn't hear the shower running anymore. Instead, he was on the stage of blow-drying his fur before getting dressed. Part of me wondered what would happen if I opened the door to the bathroom now. Would he be in a towel, completely naked? I feel like that'd also be asking for an escalation I wasn't ready for. Dean stepped out before I could make up my mind either way, clad only in his underwear. All clean and a lot less, you know. I watched as Dean pointed down to his front before wandering over to his clothes he left sitting by the door. I should still probably shower before breakfast, huh? Unless you want to smell like me all day, probably a good idea. Plenty of opportunities for that later anyway. Dean chuckled as I rolled my eyes, forcing myself to get out of bed. From what I could tell, he didn't seem to know I just had a conversation with Oz, so he must be in the clear. Alright, I'll let you know when it's time for that. Oh, for sure. And next time when you say that it's too soon to share a bed, maybe stick to that? What? I thought you liked the surprise. Well, okay, yeah, I did. Just mixed messages. Oh, right. Yeah, fair point. Also, maybe next time finish what you started. Don't need to tell me twice, you got it. The fuck? I watched as Dean got dressed before he wandered back over to the bed to kiss my forehead. I'll go get the coffee going. You go clean up and I'll meet you downstairs, alright? Alright, see you downstairs, Dean. Once Dean had left, I took a shower, tended to myself, and got dressed before heading downstairs for breakfast. I caught his eye as he blew me a kiss. Drinking from his cup and wriggling his eyebrows at me while he did so. I shuffled uncomfortably in my seat, thinking back to what happened this morning and half wishing it had gone further. Still, I didn't want to go too fast. Taking that step was a little scary. In all honesty, I would have quite liked the prospect of going out a few times before doing anything sexual, but hey, I had needs and wants too. Wow. Go get the bear meat, Ian. Sal, give me a hand, yeah? Alright. Sal wandered around to the other side of the pumpkin and lifted it up, giving me enough space to crawl under it and snip the vine holding the pumpkin in place. I knew this thing was big, but damn! It'll be heavy. Remember to lift with your legs. Yeah. The vine holding it in place was thick and tough, not to mention with what little space I had to work with made it difficult to get purchase on it. Once I had it, I got to cutting. As soon as I cut the gourd free, I scrambled out from under it, calling that it was ready to be taken inside. Alright, on 3. 1, 2, 3. The pair of them heaved the pumpkin carefully away, actively guiding one another through the process. Maybe it was just something about how doing physical labor made them not have the time to be at odds with one another. That went easier than I thought. No kidding. Dean wandered over, my smile fading slightly as he got closer. I assumed I was going to get a kiss, but instead he placed his hand heavily on my shoulders, looking me over. So, now that we're alone, I wanted to ask you something. What's that? Dean shifted uncomfortably, kneading my shoulders. He breathed in deep through his nose and sighed out, his eyes leaving mine only for a second. I've been thinking about yesterday. Oh, right. I can't stress this enough. Suicide is no laughing matter. I know, that's why I was so worried. What made you think that I was suicidal? Did someone say something to upset you? Did I do something to worry you? Because frankly, I'm not sure what terrifies me more. Someone's putting ideas in your head. I need to know so I can sort it out. If I did something, well, I can only state again that I'm all about living. Someone I used to know, Dean trailed off, removing his hands from my shoulders to scratch his head. Well, let's just say he's hopefully in a better place now. Oh, No, wait, that's not what I meant. Moved away to deal with it. Last time I saw him, he was still pretty shaken up about it. Scars on his arms and everything, but yeah. Be honest, I still have to take medicine to get a good night's sleep if it's weighing on me too heavily. Happened years ago, but still comes up from time to time. The idea rattled me in ways that I wasn't able to explain. I sat the snippers off to the side and sighed out with a breath I wasn't realizing I was holding. If you didn't commit suicide, then that means someone poisoned you, which means that someone here tried to kill you. Well, hey now, I don't remember that happening. I told you yesterday with the vault, remember? I remember. Honestly, I just thought that you were tired, but you were serious? I put in the word death cap into the vault and it showed me. I trailed off. I could see him sitting there covered in blood in the front of my mind. My eyes wandered over to the spot where I assumed the vision placed him, against the bags of soil that were sitting there undisturbed among some seedlings. I was getting more misty-eyed the longer I stared at that spot. Hiya. Dean taking it as his cue to fill the silence. Well, I didn't eat anything between lunch and dinner. If I'd eaten something like a death cap, then I'd probably died sometime in the middle of the night. 6-hour clock. Thereabouts anyway, right? How can you be smiling now? I'm serious. So am I. I don't think anyone tried killing me. Or would I have tried killing myself? Oh, come here. Dean scooped me up in a firm hug, patting my back and dropping the volume of his voice into a more soothing tone while I sniffled against his shoulder. Hey now, I promise I'll be careful, alright? I'm not immortal, but I'm not going to go looking for death either, alright? Okay. You with me, Dave? I nodded, feeling a little better and forcing a smile. The longer I was in here, the harder it was to shake what I'd seen of Dean, but he was here, alive and well. There's a cute hyena, I know. Now, come on, let's head back inside and see what the others are doing as far as getting it ready. Dean made to lead the way and I followed, slipping on the soil where the pumpkin once lay. Whoa! Careful! I fell to my knees in the dirt, looking down to what had tripped me up. It's just... Oh wait, hey, Dean, look at this! I dug a little in the soil, pulling free a rusted disc. I looked it over, running my fingers against the engraving before holding it up to Dean so I could get up. Wait, this was just in the soil under the pumpkin? Dusting off my knees, I could see Dean looking over the metal with interest. Well, hey, here's a good thing, right? Guess we're not in last place now. Fairly certain this is one of them at least, right? Looks like it to me, handsome. Looks like a bolt to me. That's one of the signs from memory. So far, no. No one fucking died yet. That makes it Taurus, I think. At least if it has horns. I think that's the only one it can be. Horns, huh? All it takes is to be a horny creature to be a star sign. Maybe I should have a medal too, huh? Dean. We love you to death, but please, shut the fuck up. I rolled my eyes at Dean, taking the medal back. Apparently taking my eyes off him for even a moment allowed him to sneak in a quick kiss. Sweet and tender. Now, come on, let's go see what the others are up to. Dean reached out to take my hand, waiting until I was less red in the cheeks before we headed back inside together to meet up with the others. With the pumpkin on its way inside, it was time to follow. The medal safely tucked away for now. I'm starting to think maybe I should not have put in the password. Yeah, maybe. Oh shit, is this the day where Orlando just straight up gets rejected? I looked down, shoving the medal back into the pouch of my hoodie. Oh, no, this is just one I found in the greenhouse. Really? Well, damn. Get that me being in the lead with Thort lived, huh? What, Tyson, gonna poke us in the belly? Leaving everyone back in the dining room, I headed upstairs. Didn't take long to get clean. Sure, the water was running orange for a good while as the pumpkin came out of my fur, but I got clean. Clean enough anyway. Oh shit, yeah. The dirt got rejected. Go and ask Dean, Roswell, Tyson, the chicken nuggets. Are we gonna stay or follow Tyson? Dave, has Dean said anything sexual lately? Baby loves his friends. We love the baby. We love the yeen. Why am I giggling? Fuck. I'm gonna get into a blanket. Yeah, we're gonna stick around. Wait. Well, I mean, nothing really happens. Yeah, nothing happens. Wait. Alright, who are we gonna ask about their life? I'm in a blanket right now, and it's fucking comfortable. Every Tyson choice for Tyson route. Well, I mean, obviously, Tyson route is last, so yeah. Gotta save the best for last, from what I understand. Who are we going to ask about their life? Oh, Dean, okay. So, Dean, about your family. What about him? You've met Freddy before, rat. Ah, Freddy Fazbear. I think so, but like you said, little, right? Well, he used to be little. I may be older, but he dwarfs me. Maybe closer to Sal's hat, if not a little taller. Oh, is he that big bear that owns the pizza place? Yeah, that's him.
That's your brother? You look nothing alike.
Because he's, like, the only one with a stick. There's a family resemblance, I promise. Is that resemblance that you're both bears? Hey, now. Freddy's just, I guess, closer to Mom's side of the family. I'm closer to Dad's side. I know your dad's side went into the lumber business. What did your mom do, Dean? For the most part, she was a stay-at-home housewife. At least from what I remember. Before that, though, she ran her own bakery. Freddy Fazbear. Freddy Fazbear. Damn it. Damn it. Oh my god. I swear to God. I swear to God, if that pizzeria is called Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, I'm going to flip. I am going to flip. I am going... The password... Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Let's continue the story. If it is called that, we should burn it down. Yeah, I agree. How am I only finding out about this now? Dean, how am I only finding out about this now? It never came up before, but I guess that's where Freddy got his business sense from. I can introduce you at some point if you want. The rabbit behind the slaughter. Okay, I'm calm. I'm calm now. God damn it. Okay! 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 No, fuck, I'm tearing up! God damn it! Okay, I am calm. I can introduce you at some point if you want. That'd be great. I bet you have some great recipes, and I have plenty to share.
I have another question.
Sure, shoot.
Your brother owns Petey's Pizzeria, right? Petey's Pizza, right?
Yep, that's Dean's brother.
Okay, so his name is Freddy, right?
That's it, yeah. Wait, then who's Petey? Oh, that'd be my brother. You have a second brother. No, this is going to sound dumb, but it's all Brandon. Branding? Is it because of the alliteration? Well, actually there was a licensing issue. Apparently someone else has a monopoly on Actually, there was a licensing issue. Apparently, someone else has a monopoly on bear-themed pizza restaurants, so, yeah.
That's scary.
What, the bear theming or the monopoly?
Both?
Oh, no. Oh, no. Wait a minute. It's day 7. It's day 7. Let me check the password. We're going to try and get through this as quickly as humanly possible. Okay, pinned messages. Okay, betrayal. Got it. Something was bothering me in the back of my head. Something telling me that what I was seeing wasn't suicide. Dave, need to get some fresh air again? No, I want to know what he means by he opened the vault.
As in, it's on the other side?
Now we're stuck with Petey's Pizza. I'm sorry.
As in, it's on the other side?
Not exactly. Last time you went messing with it, you thought I'd killed myself. What? Yeah. Apparently that's what spooked him at dinner last night. Poisoned, right? I hung my head, not wanting to think back on it longer than I needed to.
So, it shows people dead?
I don't know, but, this time I saw Benson. I want pizza now. I was guided into Sal's room. Apparently in my days, it was decided to be the least messy of the immediate options. I was crowded into being in the group with Sal, Dean, and Tyson. Not that I minded. Dean left the room briefly to go get some more pillows and blankets, leaving us to ourselves until he got back. Are you comfortable, Dave? Is this helping? I looked at Ty, who was scratching himself, half listening. Then I looked back to Sal, who seemed genuinely concerned, watching me carefully. I think so? You can lay off him, He'll be alright, won't you, pup? I get the impression the attention has been bothering you since you spoke at dinner. It's not that. Well, okay, it is that, but... I sighed out as Dean entered the room, drawing all of our attention while he lay out the pillows and blankets before joining us on the floor. What did I miss? That you were meant to keep your pants on, apparently. Oh, but I sleep like this. And sometimes I go commando, but I'm not shameless. Dave, you were saying something? Oh, right, I guess the main thing that's upsetting me is the vacation itself. What's wrong with it? Well, in this room alone, all three of you have started fights. Hey, now, I haven't been in any fights. Oh, real smooth on asking about Orlando's junk, then. And you in kind with Roswell. He deserved it. What, now deserve Sal's aggression? Get real. You did. Stop! Enough! I can't take it anymore. I'm sick of you being at each other's throats all the time. We're here now, so why is it so hard? Just get along for a month. All I wanted was for everyone to have a good time. Just one last happy memory we can have as a group, just in case it never happens again. I care for each of you so much, you guys just... I'd raised my voice without realizing it, lowering it again when I realized how tight I'd been gripping my fur. And Dave, if Dean tries anything, don't be afraid to tap me on the shoulder. What made it worse was that one of them I'd been spending enough time around that my feelings had shifted, if only a little. For better or worse, I couldn't say, but it was there, and it hurt. So, sorry, I guess. I'll stay out of the way. Yeah, I'll do the same. Stick to the greenhouse, I guess. And I guess I'll be at the pool. No! You're missing the point! Just... Ugh! I was torn between wanting to keep them together so it was easier to keep track of them, but also wanting them to naturally just want to get along. But then why do we come here together if you're just going to all go and do different things? Surely there's something you can all do together. They looked at one another briefly before turning back to me, all wearing the same baffled expression. Really? There's nothing? My heart sank a little bit. I looked to Dean and he gave me a sheepish look for a split second before turning away. For someone that was potentially going to be my boyfriend one day really soon, I was hoping that he'd have my back here. We're just too different, aren't we? Sorry, I should have realized. That's the reason why we're all moving on after this, huh? I laughed, finishing it off by sighing out and smiling to myself. But it wasn't a happy smile, just a sad one. Always better to smile, as Dad always said. But even when things were really sad, try to smile because some people aren't able to. So, Tyson, what sort of things do you like? What? Yeah, you're bound to have something in common, right? Oh, right. Well, guess I like to tinker on my car, that's about it. That's it? No hobbies or, anything else? Ty, why don't you tell them about the other thing? Oh, what other thing? Tyson shot me a slightly irritated look but turned to Sal with a sigh. Outside of the gym, games, I guess? Games? I like games. Swimming and coloring, too. Coloring? Like pictures? Is that bad? Not at all, just I guess no one else knew about that than me. You may as well take all of Dave's books, he doesn't use them anymore. Hey! You try coloring in when most of the colors look the same. But not all colors, right? Well, yeah. That's fair. I haven't tried to color anything in years anyway. For starters, that's adorable, but can't say I was ever the arts and crafts sort. Dave, don't ask about wood. Honestly, I was just about to before I realized where that conversation would have led. Well, in that case, what other stuff are you into, Dean? You like games too? Don't play them often, but so long as I'm not expected to perform well, I'm happy to play.
Why does it look like they're about to do a foursome?
I don't know. Dean. Okay. So, games, we can do games, right? Board games or video games? I can do either. I like the happy music and flashing lights, but... What are you, a kid? Well, you see, my sister. I heard board games. I'll be down for some board games. Arrange a game night for everyone? We could, maybe. 7 people seems like a lot for one game, though. We'll figure it out later, but, should probably turn in before it gets too late. Yeah, good idea. I'm pretty beat. Well, alright. Let's get comfy and let's snuggle up for the night. I'll just hit the lights first. Dave would not survive that. He wouldn't. Dean switched off the lights as I checked my phone. I could still make the meeting with Oz. I just had to excuse myself and hope that I was back before anyone noticed. Or, dude, do you mind if I say goodnight to the others? Bored of us already? Did you need an escort? No. I'll be back. I'll be right back. Promise. Well, alright. Be careful. I will. I won't. I'd been away from Dean for not even an hour, and I was looking forward to cuddling up with my bear. Wait, my bear? I laughed again, giddy at the thought. Even if we hadn't had a proper date, it was nice taking that first step with him, and then the next few soon after with what he did in bed with me in the early hours of the morning. I crept over to Dean, mostly on his back with his hands clasped on his chest. Dean must have only been dozing as he shifted as I got closer, acknowledging that I was nearby and making a spot for me under his arm. No sooner had I gotten into position, he pulled me against him so I could use his chest as a pillow. The smell of honey in his fur was comforting, that right level of pleasantly sweet without being overbearing. Just resting my head on his chest, I could hear the steady thumping of his heart, slow and rhythmic. I yawned, and as I did so, Dean shifted enough so he could kiss me on the forehead before turning his head away from me. Maybe it would have stopped me from waking up more wet than needed by taking drooling out of the equation, but I was still comfortable. Surprisingly, I slept well, or at least as well enough as I could with so many things running through my head as I lay down. As I woke up, I could see Dean's fingers drumming lazily against his chest, his other arm still wrapped around me to keep me close. I shifted only a little bit, reaching out for his hand and finding him shying away the moment my fingers grazed his. Huh? Oh, sorry, did I wake you? I looked up at him and saw that he looked tired. Really tired. No, but how long have you been awake? Oh. Dean started to rub my back, keeping his eyes trained on the ceiling. Woke up sometime in the middle of the night. And you didn't sleep? I sat up so I was sitting next to Dean, looking down at him. I placed my hands on his belly, trying to catch his eye. My voice kept down low to try and let the others keep sleeping. Is everything alright? Yeah, I'm good. Ugh. Dean threw his hands to his face, rubbing his eyes. Caught a glimpse of his fur, but they seemed puffy and wet. Maybe he was having an allergic reaction? Just after yesterday would have taken something to help me sleep, but priorities changed. Priorities? Dean pulled his hands away, shooting me a tired smile. Yo, of course, had to make sure you were alright. Can't have you all worried now, can we? But are you going to be alright on this little sleep? I watched as he pushed himself up onto his elbows and propping himself up with one hand so he can pull me closer with his other. His nose brushed softly against mine before he kissed me, backing off so he could sit opposite me. I'll be alright. Might just take a nap later. If you say so. I looked over to the other two, who so far still seemed to be asleep. Sal was having a pleasant dream from how he was idly chewing on his pillow with a happy smile. Oh my god! Ow. But oh my god! Sal having a pleasant dream, idly chewing on his pillow, that is adorable. If anyone with any sort of control over this game can draw that, that would be, I don't know. I want to see that now. I want to see Sal chewing on a pillow, happy. I'm going to try to remember to draw that. I want to draw that. Ty, on the other hand, looked about as rough as Dean looked, though he still seemed asleep. Didn't help that he seemed to be growling, though. In our own time, we all got up. Not that it took much longer after I'd awoken. Morning, guys. Did everyone sleep alright? Sleep? Maybe got a couple hours at best. Slept? Yeah, not very well. Everything alright? Is it because of the company? Nah, stuff on my mind, don't worry about it. You too, huh? Know that feeling. Did either of you want to talk about it? Nah, I'm good. Just need coffee. Coffee sounds great. And a nap later. Should we get sorted and meet up with the others? Maybe a good idea, yeah. More importantly, Dave, did this help? Huh? You dork. With what you were worried about? I guess so. And about doing stuff as a group? Well, I still want that to happen, of course. Board games, right? Anything, really. I just want to stress how important all three of you are to me. The other three, too, but... We're gonna have to get along, huh? Right. That might be difficult. Really? Because of me, huh? Right, but not you specifically. Roswell, I'm guessing? He was laying into you pretty hard yesterday. At least he's grown a pair. That's one way of putting it. It was a little odd. He's not normally that much of an asshole. Well, no, but there's not really an asshole way of putting it. Look, I get it. I'm an ass. I did bad things to him. I deserve it. How long ago, though? Even I heard the stories, but truth be told, I probably judged you faster than I should have based on them. Orlando told me stories, too. For that, I apologize. Fuck it, I get it. No point hiding that I've been an asshole to people in the past. But he's a good person now! I'm getting better, pup. Trying to, at least. But... no buts, pup. For what it's worth, it's admirable. But forgive me for still being cautious. Same here. Yesterday helped, though, believe it or not. Remind me to pull you aside for a chat, too, Tyson. Something I want to run by you. What? I looked between the two of them before noticing Dean gesturing my way. Ty then gave me a look before nodding to Dean, seemingly catching on to something. Alright, sure. I looked at Sal, who seemed to be looking elsewhere, distracted by something. But I knew Dean and Ty well enough that even if I asked, they weren't going to tell me. We should go downstairs now, right? Sort out breakfast and whatever. Yeah, plus get into a fresh set of clothes, too. Alright, guess I'll see you guys downstairs then. Thanks for hosting us in your room, Sal. Next time, clean your room better so you can host. Hey, maybe I'll do the same, you know, and I don't have to worry about leaving afterwards. Can have a sleep in. I left behind Dean and heading towards my room. I didn't get very far before I felt his hand entwine with mine and he pulled me into his instead. No sooner than we'd ended up on the other side of the door, he closed it behind us, pressing his muzzle against mine firmly. I squeaked as he kissed me, holding me against the bedroom door as his tongue explored my mouth. When he pulled away, my cheeks were red, but I was certainly more awake now than I had ever been so far. Sadly for Dean, he looked just as tired, if slightly happier than he had been in Sal's room. Morning, handsome. Good morning? What, cack out your tongue? No, but, wow, I was not expecting that. Hey, behind closed doors, I'm taking advantage of all the alone time we can get. At least until it's official. I know. It's so cute. Unless you're not okay with that? Oh, no, it's fine. Just, I adjusted myself, clearing my throat and trying to find the words for how I was feeling. I just assumed that you'd be too tired to, what, kiss you? Maybe if we were going beyond that into something involving a lot less clothes, maybe. Maybe. Even still, if you asked, I'd probably still try. What, are you asking? No! No! I gave Dean a gentle shove to get myself some breathing room, catching a whiff of how he smelled. Surprisingly, not of honey. Huh? What? I want to see a giant cuddle pile now. Of all the babies. I want to see a giant cuddle pile of all of them. It'd be adorable. I smelled again, stepping forward and burying my face into his fur, a sign that he took to slip his hands into the back of my pants. The scent that lingered on his fur had remnants of the honey smell, but it was otherwise just earthy, slightly sweaty. Well, are you smelling me? I need a shower, sure, but... Oh, you normally smell of honey. Oh, is that all? It's most of the stuff I use for my fur. Shampoo, conditioner, even have some moisturizer that Hoss recommended. But why honey, though? You don't like the smell of honey? No, it's fine. It's very... you? At least that's what I associate you with now. Well, I'm your honey bear, after all. My honey bear? Of course, you're my handsome little honeybee, and I'm your honey bear. Oh, that is adorable. I chuckled as he kissed me atop my head. It is nice not having to stress the fuck out about who's going to get murdered. Enjoy this because we're not going to get to enjoy it much. I chuckled as he kissed me atop my head. You're conscious how I smell, though? Well, not really. It's a nice smell. Whenever I smell honey, I think of you, at least. It's like that for a few things. Oh, that's news to me. Want to share? Maybe some other time? I'm more interested in what kept you from sleeping last night. Oh, that. Dean wandered over to his bed and sat down on the edge, picking up a fresh set of underwear from a clothes pile nearby. I was going to take some medication, you know, after what we talked about yesterday. Yeah, and you said priorities changed. Right, sometimes it's easier to not sleep, especially if it gets real vivid. So you just lay there awake? Having you cuddled up made things easier. Made me feel like I was doing something right. I wandered over, standing opposite Dean as he continued. It was nice, but no, would have been nicer in our my bed, with a bit of privacy. Well, I wouldn't mind trying it. Sharing a bed with me like we originally planned? Well, if it'd help. And what if you rile me up that I might want something else before getting some sleep? Well... I looked Dean over, eyes trailing down a little farther than they probably should have, if we were going to share a bed, and if yesterday morning was anything to go by. Didn't you say that I got to say when, like when I felt ready? Well, that's true, but if you're not ready for that, you can do other things. What other things? Come on, Dave, you're not that naive. Oh! Well, you're right, but is that okay? What, potentially seeing each other naked, touching, or... And mouth stuff, right? Mouth stuff, huh? Well, hey. I've never sucked a dick before. Can't believe I said that. Is there a right way to do it? Are there rules? Not really rules, aside from just watching the teeth. We don't even need to go that far if you don't want to. I must have been bright red from how hot I was feeling in the face. Not only that, but the look Dean was giving me made it all the worse. Hey now, no pressure. I haven't put on more clothes if that'd make you feel better so we could just cuddle and sleep. But if I wanted to do more, then all you gotta do is tell me you're ready and we go from there. I nodded slowly, watching as Dean smiled through a loud yawn. Sure a nap is going to be enough to get you caught up on sleep? Hope so. Probably will use some medication tonight, so let's aim for tomorrow night. That work for you? Oh, For the briefest moment, I'd forgotten about my meeting with Oz. All things considered, it worked out well, so I nodded quickly. Sure, tomorrow night works. I've been up, well, there's something I wanted to do tonight anyway. Oh? No, nothing like that. Just something I need to sort out is all. Well, alright, but if you need a hand, let me know. Don't know how much help I'll be, and I'll be out of it. I'll be out of it after those meds, but I'll come running if you call. Thanks, Dean. Dean stood up, kissed me on the forehead as he wandered past me and into the adjoining bathroom. For me, I headed back to mine to get changed properly. The lack of coffee was starting to get to me, and I had a big day ahead of me. Hi, Benson. Help out the babies. And we're going to support Benson. Because we're only doing path A. And we're going to give them a little clean. We're just speed running right now. We're just speed running right now. My attention stopped on a page about death caps, a chill running down my spine. Ugh, of course they'd be in a book about mushrooms. I scanned the page briefly, noticing a couple of things. Namely, wait, 6 days? I thought they said 6 hours, but that... I frowned, thinking back on it before turning back to the book. A lethal dose was only half a mushroom as well, so maybe if Dean ate a full one, that'd make him die in 3 days, maybe? I sighed out, slightly relieved that Dean dying was less and less likely to be a suicide. Maybe it was just an accident, maybe something else, but something I'd have to talk to him about later. Not only that, but it'd give me another chance to ask him what he was talking to Roswell about, too.
Mycology? Didn't think you'd be into mushrooms, Dave.
Whoa! Hi, Bacon. Okay, who are we going to check in on? Orlando and Haas or Tyson, Dean, and Sal? Not much. Like, mostly stuff that we've already gone over. My back. Sal, Tyson, and Dean were all hanging around by the pool, so I figured I'd see what they were up to. Plus, I wanted to make sure that Dean hadn't fallen asleep in the hot tub. That seemed like a recipe for disaster. I unlatched the gate and wandered on in, looking around. Sal seemed to be enjoying himself in the water as per usual. Dean was in the hot tub as I expected him to be. With how tired he looked, I was hoping that he didn't plan on having his nap in there. That seemed dangerous. Ty, however, looked happy as can be sprawled out on a deck chair. Was he soaking up what sun he could? Was he even awake? Hey guys. Whoa! Ty sat up suddenly, looking around before his eyes settled on me. Oh. Oh, it's just you. Jeez. Did I wake you? He's been asleep for a little bit. To be honest, I was expecting Dean to be the one asleep given how he's looking now. Later. Dangerous to fall asleep in the pool, or even the hot tub for that matter. Weather ain't bad. Could soak up some sun and get a nap in. He has such a goober smile. He does. I'd much rather my own bed. Suit yourself. Sunbaking is best at the beach. Or on a nice rock. Really? But all that sand, though. Yeah, the beach is fine, but the sand is a killer. I haven't been to the beach in, well, years. Would have been happy to go to the beach even instead of a mansion, but you won't hear me complaining. Not yet, anyway. Oi! Ty got up from his chair and made a break for me, grabbing me around the middle and picking me up. Should throw you in the pool for that one. No! Wait, please! Alright, calm down. It's not safe to run around the pool. Plus, Dave doesn't look like he's got anything else to be wearing if you get him soaking wet. At least right now, anyway. Yeah! Please don't throw me in, Ty! Oh no. You sure you don't want to go for a swim? Not right now! What if I jumped in with you? Later, Ty! Fine. Tyson put me down and wandered over to the hot tub with me in tow, sitting just around the outside and dipping his feet into the bubbling water, gasping at the temperature change. Sal wandered over as well, but opted to just stand nearby. So, how's things been for you guys? Good day so far? Been an easy one, though I'm for sure getting a nap in after lunch. I'm bushed. So far, so good. What about you, Dave? I was just in the museum looking at stuff, ran into Roswell, you know? What did the oinker have to say? Tyson! Sorry, Habit. What did Roswell have to say? Well... Me, huh? Yeah. They say what the deal was? Be honest, it seemed out of character for him to just go all in. I'm fine with it. I'm not. How bad was it? He said Tyson couldn't love anyone, that he couldn't have nice feelings. Pretty much. That's pretty bad. Should I talk to him? No, it's alright. I got an answer out of him as to why he was being a jerk yesterday, though. Was it a good reason, at least? Well... I think the overall concern was how much time we have left. What, alive? Well, yeah. I think I can understand a little. Doesn't give him an excuse, however. He can be mindful and respectful at the same time. So what, he's worried about dying? Sort of. It's more about, getting even. Well, shit, does he want to get a few punches in or what? To be clear, it's still up in the air if he'll actually do anything or even what he wants from you, Ty. I've been curious about this for a while. What did you do to him as a kid? Hey, that's not... I was a fucking jerk, Sal. Seen any movies with the school bully? Basically me as a kid. Shaking down nerds for lunch money, messing with them, taking it too far. Got examples? Hey, Dean, he doesn't... Sure. Held Dave down and shaved him once. Now all I can think of is Legoshi. From Beastars, you know, shaved Legoshi. My hand went to the patch of fur that he really dug in with the clippers, thinking back. But, why? That's, why does any kid do the shit they do? Don't get me wrong, I don't like that I did it to him these days. I nodded slowly, looking at Dean, who seemed to be struggling with the concept. You really regret it? Hands down. Got Dave to thank for a lot of good that's happened to me lately. Wouldn't be here without him, yeah? Well, him and his dad. This is a lot to take in. What? No even say to that. Look, all I'm saying is I get where Roswell's coming from. I'd be a hypocrite if I couldn't take what I dish out, yeah? If he wants a free shot and then I'll let him. That's going overboard. I got limits, but if it'll help him get his shit together, why not? That's very big of you, Tassin. I got my reasons for wanting to be better. Don't think I'd be able to look him in the eye if I stayed a little shit forever, yeah? Look, who in the eye? Tyson kept his eyes averted, not wanting to look at me. Not to be a downer, as I wouldn't mind continuing this conversation some other time, but it's about time for lunch, isn't it? At least I'm getting hungry. Probably about that time, yeah. Should we head in? Sure. Alright, let me just go rinse off in the shower and I'll be good to go. Mind coming with me, Dave? Wanna have a chat about something? Oh, okay. I took Dean's towel from him as he went inside, and soon enough I heard the water running as he called out over the divider. So... Should I be jealous of you and Tassin? Wait, why? That a no, then? It sounds like you and him are pretty close. Closer than just friends, anyway. Ty's, just Ty, huh? Pretty much. So I don't need to worry about dating you both as a complete package? I laughed as Dean reappeared and handed him the towel so he could dry off. No, it's not like that. Win him over, maybe, but I don't think you need to date him to date me. Well, good. Dean held his towel, an end in each hand, and threw it over my head so it hooked behind my neck. With a gentle tug, he pulled me to him so he could give me a quick kiss on the forehead. Come on, let's go get some food. As a group, we wandered back towards the manor, with me lingering in the back with my thoughts. All in all, it was good seeing them getting along, but there was still something else I needed to potentially ask. Fuck. Shit. shit, we might have just fucked up. Well, who do we want to ask? Or do we just want to stay silent? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, make Dean look like his dad. Okay. Tyson looked back at the same time Dean did, but with my attention on the bear, he wandered inside with Sal to give me some time alone. Everything alright? Oh yeah, everything's fine. But I wanted to ask you a question. A question, huh? Could I be excited? No, nothing that exciting, really. Probably for the best. But still, what's on your mind? It's a bit of an odd question, so... Have you been here before, Dean, to the mansion? Can't say I have, why? Oh, Benson said one of us had, and I was looking for something, so... So you thought the person that might have been here might know what the thing is? Essentially, yeah. Well, sorry, it's not me, as much as I'd love to help. That's alright, Dean. Worth asking, right? Of course, feel free to ask me anything anytime. But for now, care to join me for lunch? I laughed as Dean opened and held the door open for me. The two of us heading inside to get something to eat. The Deanacy. What was I going to do? Who was likely to know where the library was? Who was it that had been here before? Although, yes, still no luck on finding where I'm meant to be going tonight. This is unfortunate. No new clues for me. Regrettably, I'm unable. You shall have to question your friends on this one alone. Oh, alright. Apologies, Master Dave. I have faith you'll think of something. Thanks, Benson. Shall I give you some space, Master Dave? Yeah, okay, I think I know where to go from here. And I'm glad. I looked up the stairs to the first floor, frowning. I felt bad about confronting Roswell about his behavior yesterday, when I was in the museum and wanted to go check in on him. Roswell? He didn't look up from his book, but he looked troubled all the same, gesturing me closer. I sat down next to him on the sofa, waiting for him to make the first move. With a sigh, he closed his book and looked off into the distance, looking wary. Are you okay?
Yeah. I owe you an apology. A proper one.
It's Tyson you owe an apology to.
Not that.
Roswell breathed in deep, sighing it out again before looking at me proper. Then what for?
For assuming I could come back into your life as if nothing happened. Like I never left.
I gave Roswell a confused look and found myself scratching my head. You never left, though. We couldn't hang out, but Dad helped me send you letters and occasionally send each other an email, like, I just assumed... I scratched my head, sighing out. I guess things changed a bit while you were gone, huh? He sat in silence for a few moments before Roswell spoke again.
You know, I think I'm going to miss school.
Really? Why?
I'm good at school. I'm good at homework and academics.
Let it go. Let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go. Let it go. Turn away and slam the door. I don't care what they're going to say. Let the storm rage on. The cold never bothered me anyway.
Being top of the class, though, the attention was nice.
But, what about getting bullied?
Well, no, not going to miss that. If anything, that's something I'm probably a little thankful for. That feels weird to say. Feeling grateful I was used to Tyson, so I knew what to expect moving forward.
Roswell rubbed the bridge of his nose, grumbling.
I guess what I want to say is... the specific reason that I'm jealous, you look at Tyson with such adoration, and for Dean, it's just some awe-filled expression I just can't place. When you look at Orlando, you're so calm and cheery.
I shook my head, still confused. If anything, it made me wonder how I looked at Roswell.
Putting my hate for Tyson aside, I don't understand why you look at him so. That's the sort of look I want to earn someday.
Well, I chuckled, nervous. A smile on my face crept there long before I was conscious of it. I think it's kind of like how you saw me as an older brother.
What?
Yeah, like, how to put it. As I got older and understood more about what it means to do the right thing, I stood up for him once. Since then, I don't know, he looked out for me and it felt like I had an older brother. I smiled, thinking back fondly. It was nice, having someone else just around. Sure, it probably would have come across as him just taking advantage, but he did stuff too.
You skirt around what exactly? He's done a lot, you know.
I know. It was my turn to sigh out and my ears drooped slightly, ashamed. Maybe wasn't the best of things, but his heart was in the right place, or it was just embarrassing stuff. Like, he ditched school when I was sick just to keep me company, or he managed to get the test answers for something I was freaking out over. Maybe he stole them, but he never said. But even outside of school, he'd check in and make sure I was okay. He'd take me places on the weekend and show me stuff that he thought was cool. To be honest, he never really asked for anything. He called the shots, but made sure I was cool with it in some way beforehand.
That doesn't sound like the bully I remember.
Because he's not anymore. Like I said, he's like family now. I chuckled, nervous. I wasn't sure how best to really put it without sounding corny. You know, I care.
I see.
What I think I'm getting at is that it's just time. Him being around made that happen. He's been good. It's the same for Orlando, right? He and I have hung out so often over the years. He's just been a consistent presence in my life.
And Dean?
Well, Dean's handsome.
Oh, so that's how it is.
Wait, no. What I mean is, I guess it's part that, but I'm still trying to figure out the rules and expectations of how to date someone. I like his confidence, at least, and Orlando seems to like pushing me towards him.
I do admit, you being a love-struck hyena never gets old. How flustered you can get sometimes.
I chuckled, nervous, happy, and embarrassed all at the same time.
What about Sal and Haas?
What do you mean? How do I look at them, or...?
Right, Sal's sort of the same as Dean, I mean. A look I can't quite place, and Haas... Well, he's hard to place, too. It's a positive look, I think. Different, but similar to the one you give me, maybe?
Haas gives me some odd vibes sometimes, almost like he's,
Like...
Not complaining, honest. Not in a bad way, it's just weird.
I think I understand that. He's thrown me for a loop a few times. I like him, though.
I'm gonna stop for a bit for the ad. My fucking back. Oh, you like him, do you?
Not like that. Well, I hadn't really considered it that way, at least.
I think I like Haas, but just, I don't know, I feel like I'm missing something. I don't think it's anything bad either, but,
Why don't you ask him?
Ask him what, though?
Maybe he might know about that secret room you're looking for. You never know.
That... I gave Roswell a look, frowning. Have you been here before, Roswell?
What, in this room?
No, I mean, the mansion itself.
Can't say I have. If I had, I'd have told you about it before, easily. Not just this, but I'd be able to give you more info on the mansion itself. Like I told you, my parents organized this for me. All I said is that I wanted to go out with a bang with my friends and ask if they had any ideas.
And they just... mansion?
Mansion. Wouldn't surprise me if some wealthy client owed one of my parents a favor, or there was something else in play like that.
I don't know.
Look, everyone has their secrets, Dave. Everyone. For me, I like the ghosts of my past and the skeletons of my closet to stay right where they belong. Out of sight, out of mind. They aren't important to anyone but me, anyway. But as far as your mission to find hidden rooms, I reckon Haas might be the one to ask.
But why Haas?
Well, it's probably a bit presumptuous, but he's always been pretty... how do I want to say it?
Conscious of his appearance, over the top.
I was going to go with genre savvy. But I suppose I was not wrong either. If there's a hidden room or secret passage, Haas would probably know where to look.
He's gaslighting. He is gaslighting, Dave. You're probably right.
Wish I could be more helpful. But at least you're trying to commune with, or otherwise banish a ghost. I'm tapped.
It'd be worth asking. Thanks, Roswell.
No, thank you. For checking in on me. I'll try and get better. I feel like I should go talk to Tyson, maybe. I just need to figure out the best way to do it.
If I can help with that, let me know. He's, well, I get it. I do.
So, see you at dinner?
Yep, I'll let you know if I come up with anything with the search.
See you later. Good luck.
I waved to Roswell and left him to his book. I still felt uneasy about a few things, but there wasn't anything I could do about them right now. Just had to stay focused on finding Oz. That's what kept me going. Find Oz, ask questions, put myself at ease of what was happening to me. Right now, my only lead was to ask Haas. I could ask any of the others, but a suggestion of who to start with was better than picking at random. We're going to leave off here tonight. I was about to say that. I was just about to say that, Cats. Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. Fucking right. Anyways, stay safe, have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow.